Good day, everyone. I am Rosa, but you can call me Mom Ross. So set your mind and brace yourselves as we explore the world of oral communication in context. Today, we will talk about the functions, nature, and process of communication. Here are our goals for today. Explain the nature and process of communication. Understand the relationship of the functions of communication to everyday life. And illustrate the process of communication. Let's figure it out all together. Are you ready? Let's get the ball rolling. Communication comes in various forms. A simple hand gesture, a facial expression, a sound like and a nod are ways to communicate to others. How will you react to this picture? Believe it or not, your coming to your family is a great joy. Your first cry immediately after birth announced your arrival into this world. Afterwards, your mother understood that when you cry, you were hungry and gave you milk in response. Your face also expressed your feelings. As years passed by, you started pronouncing short words and responded by waving your hands or nodding your head, and most of the times, laughing out loud. Today, you can act out, speak, and write to tell everyone what you think and feel. These are the ways you communicate. What is communication? Communication is a two-way process of connecting to both living and non-living things. It is also a means of sharing and exchanging messages, information, ideas, and feelings for mutual understanding. Let us further define communication. 1. Communication is a message understood. Unless a message is understood, we cannot say that communication has taken place. Let us send a message to someone and say, "Where came first?" The person who gets this message would wonder what it means, for the arrangement of the words does not make any sense. The message is sent, but the receiver does not understand it. Therefore, for communication to take place, we have to consider two conditions. First, there should be a clear message. Second, the message must be understood by the receiver for whom it is meant. Secondly, communication is social interaction through messages. Think of someone telling, "It is very warm today." In this case, we are communicating what we experience. The weather being warm is what we feel or experience physically. In this scenario, we are sharing our feeling or experience with someone else. Thus, we may say that communication is a sharing of experience. In our society, we all interact with messages. Without interactions, a society cannot survive. Social interaction is always through messages. Next, let's discuss the process of communication. There are times when we fail to communicate effectively, which result to misunderstanding or miscommunication. Why do you think this thing happens? What are the ways to avoid them? Let us now try to consider the process of communication. Our everyday transactions with people follow the communication process. As seen in the illustration, communication begins when the speaker responds to a stimulus and decides to encode or transmit it in the form of a message or a code through a particular channel or means of communication. The receiver decodes or interprets the message sent and responds accordingly based on his interpretation of the message. This response comes in the form of a feedback sent to the original source of communication. As the communication transaction continues, the sender and receiver may exchange roles until understanding is achieved. Barriers to communication sometimes block the transmission of the message, thereby creating misunderstanding. Through this process, we are able to understand that communication is systematic. By understanding the communication process, we can avoid misunderstanding and miscommunication. Now let's proceed to the functions of communication. Since communication is certain in our daily lives, it comes naturally and unknowingly. Communication serves many purposes. These are the reasons why we communicate. Inform, clarify, buy, teach, accept, criticize, inspire, question, understand, learn, affirm, deny, cancel, express, confirm, persuade, clarify, conceal, sell, promote, advise, reveal, motivate, and many others. From the table, we realize that communication serves many purposes. Whether we are at home, in school, at work, or at play, we engage in communication. We will discuss these functions in detail in Module 4. Finally, we have discussed the functions, nature, and process of communication. Now, let me show you this activity. Activity 1, Comic Strip. Create a comic strip showing how you would communicate to your community the advantages of following health protocols and guidelines amidst COVID-19 pandemic in your municipality or province. You may cut out pictures of people or authorities to depict your character, but be sure to write your own original scripts and text. Now, the big question is, what is the relationship of the functions of communication to everyday life?